Hello everyone. This is the 14th lecture in the series Multithreading in Java. In this lecture we will study about the abstract executor service class. From the previous lectures you must remember that abstract executor service implements the interface executor service. As the name suggests itself, this class is an abstract class. So from the previous lectures, you must have, if you haven't seen the previous lectures on executor service definition and executor service methods, I suggest you to go through those lectures also. Now let us start with the abstract executor service. So before starting, just please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe because that helps a lot. Now we should start with the abstract executor service class. Now, what are the behaviors that this abstract executor service adds to us? Now, it provides default implementations of the executor service execution methods. This class implements the submit, invoke any, and invoke all methods using a runnable feature returned by new task for, which defaults to the future task class provided in this package. Now, what does it mean? It simply means that as we studied in the executor service interface description, that it had methods called submit, invoke any, and invoke all. So this abstract class provides default implementation for those methods. Since this abstract class is implementing the executor service interface, it can provide implementation for those methods, and it does provide a default implementation for those methods. How does it provide it? It uses a runnable feature which is returned by new task for. The new task for is nothing but a method written inside this abstract executor service class. Now let us see how exactly this abstract executor service class looks. So as you can see here, this is the IntelliJ IDE that I use. In here we have the public abstract class abstract executor service, as we know that it implements the executor service interface. Inside it, as we understood, that it defines a method named new task for, which returns the future task. Then, as we studied in the slide, that it provides default implementations for the submit methods present in the executor service interface. As you can see, it is providing implementations. What it does is, you provide it a task, it creates a runnable feature using the new task for method, as we explained in the slide, and then it calls the execute method of the executor interface. As you must remember that this executor service interface extends from the executor interface, so it calls that method of the executor interface. Similarly, there are different overloaded function methods of submit, runnable with a time variable other, and runnable with a submit with a callable. Other than that, it also provides invoke any and invoke all expressions. So as you can see, it provides an implementation of the invoke any method. It also provides an implementation of the invoke all method. In this, it does nothing but it calls the do invoke any, which is written inside it, as you can see here, which is a private method. And for the invoke all, it implements, as the method name suggests, it invokes all the tasks which are provided to this method's argument. So I hope you understood what exactly abstract executor service class does. Its hierarchy in the class hierarchy. If you haven't gone through the class hierarchy lecture, I will again suggest just please go through with the class hierarchy lecture of the execution framework. It is the second or third video in this lecture series. Please go through it. And if you like the content, please subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends also. Thank you.